Hi, welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm your host Steven, and today is part three of albums turning 40 in 2023. We'll start off with Stevie Nicks' Wild Heart, released June 10th, 1983. Massive, big hit album for her. She brought in a couple of different collaborators. This one being Tom Petty, most notably, and Mick Fleetwood. And if you didn't know, this single Stand Back, Prince played keyboards on there, but he's not credited. Interesting side note on that. Great album. I love it. I think it deserves to be heard at least once in your life. If you like Fleetwood Mac, you should revisit Stevie Nicks' solo career. You can't go wrong with Wild Heart. Second on this list is Stevie Ray Vaughan, Texas Flood. Came out June 13th, 1983. He had just done, people were raving about his work on David Bowie's album, Let's Dance. This is him showing what he can do on his own, and great album. The best part of this, or the most impressive part, is this album was done in 3 days. So you go back, you listen to this thing, and tell me, some people work months on an album and doesn't get that good. This is done in 3 days. This guy was on fire. Um, Monster guitarist, solely missed on this guy. Sorely missed on this. What I wouldn't do to have this guy back and listen to more music, but fortunately, it's not the case. Next up, we have Police Synchronicity. While the band was crumbling due to egos and whatever case may be, the stories are so varied, who knows. This album was their biggest hit album. Number one in the US and UK. King of Pain, massive hit, and then the monster hit of Every Breath You Take, which most people thought it was a love song, but if you really listen to it, it's about somebody stalking somebody. So it's a dark song, but I can see why people took it as a love song. But it is dark, and it's an interesting thing how Police kind of switched how songs can be interpreted, right? Everybody thought it was this beautiful ballad, but if you listen to it, it's about a stalker. So three Grammy awards, number one album in US and UK. What else can you say? This album is maybe their pièce de résistance, depending on your take. Some people don't think so. I think it's a great album. I think it could be their best work. Would I like to hear them come back together and do another one? Yeah, are they? I doubt it. Next up, I have Billy Joel, An Innocent Man, August 8th, 1983. Great album. This is where Billy Joel kind of gets nostalgic and pays tribute to music of his youth, and it paid off with 2 Grammy nominations and big hits like "Tell Her About It," "Uptown Girl," and "The Longest Time." Massive seller for him. I still go back to this and still love it. And I think if you're a Billy Joel fan or just a music fan in general, you owe it to yourself to listen to that album just once in your life. Next up, we have Huey Lewis and the News, Sports. It came out on September 15th, 1983. This was his second album this is their second album, excuse me. Big monster album with Sports. I mean, you have, if what were the songs on here? Heart and Soul, I Want a New Drug, The Heart of Rock and Roll, If This Is It. It stood in the 80s as one of the best-selling albums of that year, right after Michael Jackson's Thriller. Like, those are impressive numbers. I mean, yeah, never matched that in sales, but Huey Lewis they're a good band, and I enjoyed them, and I still listen to their stuff today. Sports is definitely an album you should revisit, and I think for the most part it's held up pretty well, excuse me. And you can't go wrong. I think it's a good album. It's a solid album. And 40 years in, I still go back to it. And I enjoy it. And that's the end of this segment of Albums Turning 40. I'll see you in the next one. This is Steven telling you to please hit the like button, subscribe. What did you think of these selections? Are you in agreement, disagreement? Love to hear from you. See you in the next one.